Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Taffel, and today we are doing another episode of UF's Research Talks. So today we have Dr. Gideon Alake as our guest. So Gideon, if you could introduce yourself today.
Yeah, my name is Gideon Alake, and I'm from Nigeria. I had my undergraduate from Nigeria in crop, soil, and pest management, and also had my postgraduate, my master's degree in Belgium in nematology, and my PhD in the University of Florida, Gainesville, in nematology, entomology, nematology as well. So my current position right now is a postdoctoral associate at the Biosecurity Research and Extension Lab in the Department of Entomology and Nematology, University of Florida here.
So what sort of research or studies were you involved in when you were completing your PhD?
My research in the University of Florida has a multi-faceted focus because I dealt with a lot of things, and but it does have a robust leaning towards data analysis. So the first thing I did that came out of my PhD was the fact that I used next generation sequencing uh, to access potential fungal and bacteria agents. We were looking for biological control agent against plant parasitic nematodes. So one of those things that I did in my PhD research was to use next generation sequencing technology to do that assessment, to make that assessment happen. And it was really quite interesting because we found some of these bacteria and fungi that could have potential for use as biological control agent against the plant parasitic nematodes. So the second part was that I was involved. I helped mine these data repository of the nematode assay lab. It's about 10 years of data set that I helped mine. And the objective was to see if we can get anything out of the data that would inform extension education as well as help in pest management efforts as well. So as you do remember as well, I mean very well, that Florida has a warm tropical, subtropical climate, and that has allowed for a wide range of crops to be grown. And this range of crop, as well as this typical sandy soil, has made it possible for nematodes like root knot nematode to be quite prevalent. And they've continued to be persistent threat to agriculture in Florida. So our analysis now kind of revealed that root knot nematode would continue if not checked, if there are no practical management approaches to these root knot nematodes. They will continue to be a problem in decades to come. So the third part was more of also quite involves a lot of data analysis as well. It's the initiative that I led to promote the use of the kind of modeling as against the conventional route of log transforming count data in nematode research, in nematology research. So one of those things we did was to introduce the generalized linear mix model, that a method which is quite new to the area, this area of nematology. And what we did was to encourage as many nematologists as possible to use this tool, because it gives more accurate results, and it's easy to interpret the data, the results of the data that we got using these methods. So outside my core research, I have assisted multiple students, both graduate students, even postdocs, In the past few years that I've been here at UF, in the past 3 years or so, to apply this method in analyze and count data. I've also, in the process, I've organized multiple workshops for students who are interested in learning about SaaS, who are interested in learning about using SaaS to analyze their data sets. So I've organized a range of workshops from introductory SaaS to more applied SaaS, where we use case studies of data sets to run the workshop. So I really did a lot of things during my PhD, and I can continue to talk to you about it. But one of those things that I also found interesting was that I was able to communicate with students who are not university students, communicate with them in terms that they understand. Okay, so I was involved in one of these community service, which involved us going to colleges to teach some of these students um, about DNA. So the program was a UF DNA Day. So I was privileged to be involved in the program, and it was interesting because I never would have learned what most of the things that I learned from there without my involvement in that program. And I was happy at the end when you hear this feedback from these students that your stay with them, the little time you spend with them, they really was an impactful time with them, and I really found that interesting as well as part of my learning experiences in my PhD.
Well, thank you for explaining all of that. And to finish up, do you have any advice to others who are looking to continue research after their PhD?
I think my advice would be that they shouldn't be afraid of learning. The PhD degree is not the end of learning, okay? So learning is a lifelong activity or a process. So as life is a process, so it's learning. So every time in life we learn new things, so they should be ready to learn and get challenged by the new knowledge that they are getting. So they should try new things, learn new things, and understand that that new knowledge can yield results, if not now, in the field they've chosen, but in a field, in a different field that would also change um, things or turn things around the way they want it to be. So the point is, don't be afraid of learning. Learning is a lifelong process. So PhD is not the end of learning. Learn something new and continue learning.
All right. Thank you so much for zooming in today to share this information.
You're welcome.
And thank you to all our viewers for watching another episode. Stay tuned for more.